All right, we now have Will Brown. Go ahead with questions.
I just asked you, are you having fun? And does this kind of prove, what it means to kind of just stick with it and gut things out and your time will come?
Absolutely. I've definitely been able to see the fruits of my labor. I don't think it's a coincidence, but my grandfather passed away in January of COVID, and his saying to us was always keep the faith. And so that's been something that's been very near and dear to my heart, to keep the faith and just never give up and to never fold. And so it's been really sweet. I grew up a Clemson guy. I've been a Clemson guy my whole life, and to finally be getting an opportunity to contribute and make a difference on the field, it means a whole lot. So I'm having a lot of fun too. Just trying to enjoy this last year and knowing that I'll be hanging it up in a couple months. After we finish the season, I'm just trying to have fun with it and enjoy it as much as I can. So.
You being a Clemson guy, was your grandfather a Clemson guy?
He was, yeah. My whole family's diehard Clemson, so I've been a Clemson man my whole life, and always will be. So. Yep.
Was that an easy decision for you in recruiting? Because it was originally a walk-on. Was it a grade year? I can't remember.
It was a walk-on,
Just
preferred walk-on. Yeah.
Right? You could go somewhere else and play, but walk on here. Was that an easy decision?
It was for me, honestly. Like both my parents went to Clemson. My older brother was at Clemson. I knew that this was the only place I really wanted to be. I was either going to come here and be a student, or I was going to come here and play ball. And Coach Sweeney gave me an opportunity to play ball, and so it was a no-doubter for me. So it was really sweet to be able to be a part of the team and the program over the last 5 years. And I've been able to do a lot of cool things, been able to win a lot of games with a lot of cool people, and so it's been sweet for me. So.
What was the wait like? It's been a long wait. Was there ever a time where you thought, I don't know about this?
Absolutely. There are a lot of times in the waiting process that it gets easy to have a lot of doubt and have a lot of wanting to fold and just give in to the pressure of just outside noise and just people that don't really understand what it's like to be on the inside. And I mean, you're playing and you're competing with the best guys in the country every day, and a lot of people back home and just different people just don't really understand the level of the competition that you're going against. And so a lot of times they put a lot of pressure. They're asking you why you're not playing or why you might not be in there. And so a lot of times it just gets tough having to explain yourself and just try to tell people that it's just different and people are really, really good. And so to finally be getting an opportunity, it's really sweet. The Lord's blessed me a lot this year, and I'm super thankful to be able to contribute in any way that I can, and I want to always stay ready to hopefully make a play if an opportunity presents itself.
Was Chad Dill at Bowling Springs when you were there?
He was.
So Chad is another guy that made the most of an opportunity, maybe not as physically gifted as other people, strong as an ox. Did he have an impact on you?
Absolutely. From day one, it's again, I believe that the Lord works in very mysterious ways. And when I got into high school, I was going into ninth grade. It was my ninth grade summer going into high school, and Chad Dill gets the job at Bowling Springs as the head strength coach. And from day one, we had a real close connection, and there was just something special between both of us. And so from day one, he believed in me. When I didn't believe in myself, or if I was doubting myself, he was constantly telling me that I was the best football player he'd ever seen, and he'd played with guys at Burns and at Clemson that were unbelievable. And so to hear him say that time and time again is really sweet. And then he's part of the reason that I am here, because he obviously has the connections with Coach Pearman and Coach Sweeney and those guys, and they were able to get me. He was able to put in a good word to me, or for me, to the coaches. And so for him to go to bat for me to a program like this meant a whole lot. And so he came with me when I came as a recruit to the NC State game my senior year of high school that we almost lost. It went into overtime. They missed the field goal. We ended up winning. I talked to Coach Sweeney after the game, and that's when he gave me the preferred walk-on spot. So Chad Dill has been a huge influence in my life and me being here. So.
I guess as a walk-on, do you have to kind of accept the fact that you may never play, or is it that you always have that vision that I'm going to see the field soon?
There's always times when you have doubt, or when you just struggle to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I think that's one of my greatest traits, is I always try to just keep the faith, like my grandpa would say, and just have faith that if the Lord wants me to be out there and on the field and playing, then that's ultimately what's going to happen. If I'm putting in the work, if I'm grinding, if I'm doing what I need to do on my part, I got to trust that if it's playing on the field, if it's impacting guys off the field, if it's just doing whatever, I want to contribute in any way that I can, on the field, off the field, in the guys' lives, whatever it may be. And so there are times when it gets tough, but I think if I remind myself of my purpose and my why of being here, which is to ultimately make a difference and impact guys' lives that are younger than me and the guys around me, I think I'll never lose faith, because I know that my purpose is that, and it's not necessarily being on the field playing. So
How did you impact those younger guys? How do you go about that?
just really making sure, like, when they come in, it's a very difficult transitioning in from high school to college and playing at this level, and with study hall and with tests and with everything going on, there's always so much stuff. And so just helping guys make that transition, whether it be taking them out to get a meal or meeting with them after practice or just helping them understand the playbook. And so fortunately, the Lord, I mean, I've been here a long time. I know the playbook. I know how things are ran. I know how to be successful in a program like this. And so I try to do anything that I can to introduce guys to that, so that they're prepared and that they know what's coming. So.
Is there expectations with your head coach being a former walk-on, your offensive coordinator being a former walk-on, both played wide receiver, that, hey, I got to go out here and show what I can do, because they maybe expect more from walk-ons?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a standard at walk-on here at Clemson, because Coach Sweeney always expects above and beyond from a walk-on, because obviously guys, we don't come in on scholarship, and so obviously the goal is to one day hopefully get put on scholarship and earn an opportunity to play or do whatever. But you can't be, if you're going to be a walk-on at Clemson, you can't be a guy that is cutting corners. You can't be a guy that's missing classes, that's missing tutors, that's missing study hall, that's not showing up for workouts. You got to be a guy that's a grinder, just a blue collar, put your nose down and just grind. And so if you want to be successful as a walk-on, then that's what it takes. And that's what Coach Sweeney and Coach Elliott and all the coaches that were walk-ons and know what it means to walk on a team, that's what they expect, because they've been through it themselves.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm watching you through the glasses at Pitt, and you get out on the field, and I saw you just kind of take it all in. Are you taking this all in now that you've got your chance to be a man? I'm at Heinz Field, like,
Yeah.
I'm out here playing, I'm contributing.
Yeah, it's been a really long and cool journey, and so being in my 5th year and to be able to go out and contribute and to play in a field like Heinz Field where the Steelers play and where there's so much history, it's I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm always super aware of the moment and just really in the present and just appreciating where I am, and that I've only got a couple more months of doing this before I'm just in school trying to finish my master's. And so I'm just trying to soak it all in and enjoy it and just be really be in the now. So it's sweet. Go ahead.
So you also have, like Brady Richard, who's a walk-on, or Ryan, obviously, was a walk-on. Is there just a camaraderie among those guys that you guys are having to kind of grind in the same way?
Yeah, there's definitely a camaraderie amongst the walk-ons. I think we all kind of know what it takes and know what the standard is at walk-on here at Clemson. And so we want to, first and foremost, when you come in, the main goal is to just be a guy that is a scout team guy and can be successful on scout team and really make sure that the other side of the ball gets the best look as possible. And so for 3 years, that's what I did. And so I showed up every day trying to give Coach Venables and the defensive guys, A.J. Terrell and Trayvon Mullen and Isaiah Simmons and Dorian O'Daniel, all those guys that have been uber successful at Clemson and in the NFL. Like I'm competing against those guys every single day. And a lot of the walk-ons are on scout team to start off with. So it's fun to get to compete against the best guys in the country that are now playing in the league, and so it makes you better. I'm hopefully trying to make them better, and then it's just fun. You just got to enjoy it. So.
Well, you can prepare for a wet ball game, wet balls during practice. This one looks like, I mean, they're talking about a low temperature of 28, Louisville, so high temperature of 55, so it's going to get cool quickly. You wear a muff? You wear the muff in the front, have hand warmers in there? What do you do?
Just hope that my training's capable of being able to prepare when it's a little bit tougher, when the conditions are tough. Coach Sweeney says that and Coach Batson says you always fall to the level of your training whenever it gets tough. And so I've been training, I've been preparing for this moment for 4 years, been back deep catching punts, and so I'm hoping that I'll be ready for that moment. And then I love wearing sweatbands on my wrist. I feel like it gives me a little bit more traction for the ball whenever it hits my hand. So just trying to stay mentally and physically ready. When you're back deep at punt return, and I'm not playing a ton on offense, so I just gotta make sure that I stay loose, make sure that I stay ready, and that I just don't let the magnitude of the moment get too big. And so I just really try to make sure that I stay calm, keep my emotions at a minimum, and just go out there and perform. And so that's what I'm going to try to do again, regardless of the conditions.
Any questions on Zoom for Will? Any other questions here?
Just in terms of your grandfather, you said keep the faith. So what you guys talk about, what you were trying to get on the field at Clemson and what you were trying to accomplish at Clemson, was that part of the conversation?
Absolutely. I mean, from day one, his biggest goal was for me to come here and make a difference in the lives of people around me, and then to hopefully play. I mean, there were times when he would just want to call late at night and talk about what's going on with football. And I battled some hamstring issues when I was in my earlier days here, and so he'd always call me, telling me he was praying for me and pulling for me, regardless of if I play or if I don't play or if I'm healthy or not healthy. He was always going to be in my corner, pulling for me and cheering me on. So.
So I guess when you do get on the field, I guess you're thinking about him and the fact that you kind of made it. You guys talk about that.
Absolutely. I know he's up in heaven and he's enjoying it, and he's got a front row seat up there with the Lord, and just enjoying watching me get to fulfill my dream. So I know he's loving it.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Will.